Count us in.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, kid. Welcome to the next episode of Necro Electric. How do you say Necro Electric in Spanish?
Necro Electric. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, how are you guys adjusting to podcasting? You guys like this?
Yes. Love it.
Love it.
Hopefully you guys like it. Like last time, we have some reoccurring fucking themes. So what's today's topic?
All right, let's play some charades. Who can guess today's topic?
Blowjobs.
No.
Meaty donut hole?
Sex.
Sex. Crazy.
Sex.
Sex. I thought you were going to say plumbing. Sex, huh? All right. Woo. We could do that one. Yeah, let's talk sex. What's
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Yes, she knows I had it in my head.
She's over
Is that
there
everybody's
dancing.
head?
People sing about it,
Yeah.
talk about it, have pictures.
You were, in I think you said in your culture, like, they don't really talk about it, like when you're growing up.
No, it's definitely taboo subject
Taboo.
in Latino culture. And most Latino cultures, like you're talking, I think I'm like 4th gen, maybe 5th gen, I don't know.
Which is weird.
That's
I mean,
here.
and it's, you know, it's just my perspective, but like Latino people like to get down.
Oh yeah.
So you think like, you know,
Yeah.
Well, maybe they have
multiply.
a lot of
Yeah.
kids because they don't have the sex talk.
They don't have the talk.
true.
Yeah.
Yes. What about you? Did you get the sex talk when you were a kid?
From school.
From school?
Yeah.
I didn't get the sex talk from school.
I got sex educated, like body
Yeah.
parts wise.
Yeah. they'd be
Right,
like,
sex education.
Yeah,
That's what I
like,
mean. I never got the
This is a
like
condom.
to sit you down. Like,
yeah. No.
Like,
No, that didn't
if
happen.
they say just the tip, don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
And
That is a good
like,
pro tip.
what's the people?
Do not fall for just the tip.
I think my mom didn't get the talk. She had, actually my grandma had my mom when she was 16 and my mom had me when she was 16.
Yeah.
So,
The cool thing though is that biologically, by the time you're a teenager, you're like, you should be having kids, right? Like back
Right.
in the day. By the time you hit 30, you're basically a grandpa or grandma.
Yeah.
Things start falling apart.
Yeah.
I'm a grandpa then.
So biologically, you should have that talk. I think we should get that talk earlier.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Maybe 10,
Well, I
9,
mean,
maybe,
that's how
you
it
know.
was back then. Like, my grandparents got married when they were, dare I say, under 18, maybe 18.
Yeah.
And you'll have kids right off the bat.
Mhm.
So I don't know what's up with kids nowadays. There's like 35-year-olds like, nah.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not trying to slow it down.
Yeah.
Well, for me, like I have like 12 cousins and like all those motherfuckers had like 3 kids apiece
Damn.
and like right out of high school. So I was like, nah.
It was like,
I
I'll
wanna
slow
go.
down.
And my mom guilt tripped me for a while. But I was like,
She's like, don't
Made
do
her
it.
wait.
yeah, I made her wait. So I found the right one, you know.
Yeah.
When was like the first time you guys remember like getting sexual feelings? Like I'm the only obviously dude here, so I remember like when I was a little kid, like boys are weird because like we just get morning wood and stuff like that, and like
Yeah,
pee boners
yeah.
and shit, like when you're
Weird.
little. But then I remember watching Saved by the Bell.
Ah, and you had your first crush.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Oh,
Tiffany and
really?
Rafisa.
Everybody's crush.
I remember like watching the show and then like it was just like blood started flowing.
And
And I
you're
was
like,
just
oh
like,
my god.
So weird.
it's like, whoa. I was like turning into a werewolf, you know, like what's happening to me right now?
You had
You know?
puberty at that
Oh my
moment.
god.
And then it was
hilarious.
it was over after that.
Oh, that's funny.
Splattered the walls.
Me. Could done without that. No.
A lot of stiff clothes in my laundry basket.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't like happen like that for girls. At least not for me.
For me, no, it didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. What about like when Backstreet Boys and that kind of shit came out?
I mean, I had a crush. Like, I was
Yeah,
attracted
sure.
to the boys, but I'd never, like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Like, no. Like, I think we'd have to be mentally and physically stimulated to get there.
Yeah.
Really?
It's not easy like that for girls.
So you see those like I don't know what you call them, like pop idols or whatever the girls are always into.
You think we just start getting all wet and stuff down there?
Yeah, just like
No.
DJ Diddles,
I
like in
mean,
the closet or
maybe
something.
your body starts, like, reacting, like, shooting them hormones, but you
Yeah.
don't really know unless you start it
Yeah.
exploring.
Gotcha.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
It's not like our bodies like
Well, what age do you guys start exploring? Like,
I think
for girls.
I think for me it was kind of late, but not
What,
too
like
late.
24 and shit?
No, like 12.
It's like-
Because I've had a lot of friends that say that they were like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm late to the game.
I was like 6 or 7.
damn, that's early. Like,
Yeah.
I was like a baby, like mentally, like, oh,
yeah. I think
Six.
around like 10 for me.
That's one of her fears with
Yeah.
our little son. He's
Oh.
2 now.
I don't even want to
Oh,
talk about
God.
it. Don't
I
even.
know. If I have a kid, I don't know how I would.
Yeah,
Don't
it's,
look at me, son.
Yeah, no. You are the man. You're responsible for that talk. I'm gonna let you handle it.
Yeah,
all
like,
right, I will.
I'm gonna let you handle it.
like
What time I guess so you said 12, but when did you guys like really start getting into boys and stuff?
sexually active.
Yeah.
Like when I lose my virginity almost. That's the question. Mine was in high school at 16, for sure.
Yeah.
Like after that. But making out and starting to think about it.
Yeah.
Around 13, 14 already.
Yeah, like 15 for me.
Yeah.
I was 13. I started
Yeah.
early.
And it's so weird to think like teenagers.
Ah, I was young, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Actually-
mean,
I actually felt bad about mine because I sort of tricked a lady, but not.
you
like-
lied about your age?
No, my cousin told the girl she was 18, and he said that I was 17 because I looked older. I was a tall kid and all that, and then yeah, it went down or whatever. Like, actually, I told her about this the other night. Like, I was like. I laid it all on the line because everybody was at my house partying. My mom,
Okay.
like, she was a waitress and she had a restaurant and like was always gone. So we had like
Bunch
a
of
fat
13-year-olds partying.
we had a
I
fat
don't-
little party in
How
my
13-year-olds party.
apartment. Dude, we threw it down, dude.
Drugs, alcohol, you name it.
And fucking everybody started leaving, and then Patrick was like, "Hey, this girl is really into you, and she has a birthday gift for you." He's like,
Wait.
handle it.
What's an 18-year-old doing with 13-year-old though?
Because my cousin was
Older cousin.
Oh, your cousin was 18 too.
Mm-hmm.
Was he hanging out with you? Like,
I hung out with all kinds of people, because I used to
Okay,
skate
okay.
and everything,
Ah,
so
okay,
it was a variety of ages.
okay.
But she for sure thought I was 17, and I was just turning 13. And he left, and then I was just like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, and he was like, "Just go handle, you'll be fine." And then I was like, "All right." So and I was all psyched out. I was like, "Okay, like, what do I do?" And then so I got naked and I put on a condom and I just got into my bed. And she was in the bathroom, right? Like, and I'm sitting there. I'm like,
I
dude.
could just see you laying on the bed
I'm
like
like-
all confused.
I know.
"Oh."
I'm like, holy fuck, dude. Like, please don't come out with like,
Don't misread the situation.
yeah, like a Lego set or like something stupid, like, but it worked out. And then
Lego set.
When she came out, didn't she saw you? She was ready too, or was she like?
yeah, she
"Oh."
had like she had put on like a lingerie like type thing,
That was the birthday present.
Yeah, that was the.
Okay, girl.
And honestly, like it was so quick. I just wanted it to be over with so I could like tell everybody.
Oh.
I literally I went to school the next day and I waited to the bell to ring so I could, because all my best friends were in my math class, and I waited to go in late, and then I kicked that door open and was just like,
I'm the man.
and they all started laughing and like clapping and shit, and then everybody else had no idea what was going on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it was like sad because then I was walking with like another girl that was my age, like a couple weeks later, and that particular girl was very like jealous, and she had kept calling my house. This is before like cell phone shit, you know?
Yeah,
and like
That landline.
just blowing me up, and like I didn't know what to do because, you know, she wanted to like go places and do stuff, and I'm like, I don't have money. I'm 13. Like,
And
you
she
know,
didn't
I
know
can't-
you were
kept talking
13.
to you.
Yeah. She didn't know I was
Not to
13.
mention-
And then her and her sister were in a car, and they tracked me down like after school one day, and I was like
She's
walking.
pregnant. I'm just
Psycho
kidding.
bitch.
And well, she pulled the window down. And she was like, because she was leaving me like. She would call and she'd be like, after a while she got real mad and was like fuck you and like this
You
and that,
ghosted
like
her.
why aren't you like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ghosted her.
Basically.
And then she was like pulled up, she's like, who the fuck is that bitch? Like she looks like she's fucking 12, you fucking sick fuck.
You're like, ding
all this
ding.
stuff. And then
She is.
and then that's what I was like, she's like she's from middle school. I was like bitch, I'm from middle school. I'm 13. And she's like, you're what?
Oh God.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Oh my god. I
Sorry.
can only
And then she fucking
imagine.
rolled her window up
Cried.
and just peeled. I didn't see her again, you know?
Yeah, nobody wants to
Oh
get
my
arrested.
gosh.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
She's out of there quick, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Lost your number.
Yeah, that was.
She burned that phone number. Oh my God. I was obsessed with a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry about that. If you ever see this.
That's
All right.
funny.
What about what are you guys like into? Like, what would you say your favorite sexual position is?
Out of everything there is,
You got some weird like
well,
Brazilian style.
my selfish self. I mean, you enjoy like everything, right? Mostly, but mostly I say mostly because you don't want like the weird. Okay, I can't. I'm not too athletic for this or whatever.
Oh, like the wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
you know, some kinds of crazy shit. Like, okay, but like 2 seconds, like you know,
Like my core isn't strong enough.
work out more. So you know, on top, cowgirl. Right?
Cowgirl style.
Yes. I mean, that's the most selfish I can be.
I do like that one too, but apparently it doesn't do much for guys.
Really?
No, it feels good.
But if you had to be selfish,
Yeah.
that's the one, right? Like,
No,
or-
actually I like it from behind.
okay, yeah. Well, I like that too, but I feel like it's more for him than for me. Sometimes it feels like that.
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
But at the same time, we're like, I don't know. I guess because we're wifeys, you're like want to please the man in a way.
She just wants to get down.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy all of it. For me, it's not really about the position. It's more about the situation. Like the spiciness of the situation. Like if there's handcuffs involved.
No,
Down.
Okay. Like the whole, okay, yeah.
You know, like spice it up a little bit. Any position's good with me.
Yeah, like, you know, they can get creative and athletic.
Athletic.
I've never tried the wheelbarrow, but maybe it's in my future.
Fuck it. We have a long life.
What's your favorite?
I like. It's like a version kind of the wheelbarrow. Like I like it when we're like rough and wild, and I don't even know what you call it. It's almost missionary, but not, because I'm like I like grab you by the legs and pick you up a little bit.
Yeah, like my back's like not even on the ground. It's just like my
Yeah.
my head's on the ground.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's kind of like
Yeah.
I call it
Yes.
rock star style.
yeah.
Sure.
And you get all like
Sure, yeah.
All like the-
Rockstar one.
Yeah.
the booty jiggling
That
and all
one.
that. You know? That's kind of my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Gotta tell everybody, get creative.
How do you like to
Let's
spice
do
it up in the
this.
bedroom, though?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
That's,
That food is a thing for some
It is
people.
a thing, but
I've never tried it,
I didn't
but
try hot sauce. I was just kidding.
you mean
Yeah,
like pillow talk? Is that what you're talking about?
food
Oh, food?
is like a thing for some people. Like,
you know,
putting
like,
food on each other and
chocolate,
stuff.
stuff like that.
Like here, like the whipped cream.
Yeah, the
Whipped
whipped
cream
cream, I
is the
guess.
most epic one.
Yeah.
Classic, I mean.
I'm more of a like, let's get it down and then let's go get some.
Yeah, let's go eat some pizza after.
That's more my
What a
style.
workout! Let's go eat.
Putting like brisket on your stomach and shit.
Oh my god.
It's like, what was that movie, Hot Shots? He's like cooking an egg on there.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's funny.
Hella old reference, but well, pillow talk. Like, what do you? Are you in? Are girls into
What do
pillow
you mean?
talk?
What's pillow talk? What do
You know,
mean?
like you just start like spouting shit off. Either like
Oh yeah,
like
I love
nice
it when
shit.
you talk.
Your
or, like,
therapeutic
Talk
session.
to me.
Like,
you
tell
like
me
it?
everything.
therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
Tell me about your day. No.
Starts going to his
You
childhood
mean
and shit.
dirty talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because pillow talk means like you're both chilling and you're talking to each
Oh,
other
okay.
about whatever.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
that's kind of what I thought it
But
meant.
dirty
Oh,
talk
okay.
is.
I've always
dirty
thought it
talk.
meant like like dirty talk.
No. So dirty talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I
I'm
love
glad we're on
dirty
the same
talking.
page now.
But like, do women? I guess it's per woman, but
Yeah.
is it hotter if it's more aggressive or more like calming
Depends on the woman.
Depends on the.
Yeah, and the relationship.
or you
at the
whisper
time.
like,
It depends what you're playing too. Are you role playing?
Yeah.
Or are you just. I don't know.
whisper, I'm gonna order a pizza after this. You know,
Oh,
like,
that would get me hot.
Extra
Pizza's
cheese.
on the way. Okay.
More motivation. That's funny.
boy.
Yeah, like dirty talk. Yeah, do it. Yeah, I don't like if like in past relationships or situations or with people that I don't like a shy person because it's like a huge turn off and I'm like whatever.
Yeah, I like to like really know that you're getting into it, you know? So I feel like if you talk, it's like,
Yes.
you know, you're really in the moment.
Yeah, it just keeps it going. It's
Yeah.
both
yeah.
in flow. I want to say kind
But
of.
what's
thing.
hotter, like aggressive stuff, like you dirty this or that, or like
Oh.
or more sensual,
See, that totally depends.
like oh your eyes are so pretty, you know, like
I don't know. That
Yeah.
totally like. Don't be calling me a bitch or anything in bed if we were in an argument earlier that day. You know what I mean?
well, that's
Yeah, it's like
that's a whole other kind of sex. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
some hate
Makeup
sex.
sex. Makeup sex. I would say that's one of my
Yeah.
top best ones. Like,
Me too.
Makeup sex.
Me too, for
Start
sure.
fights just
Little
for it.
man.
Actually, yeah, it's like my number one time was makeup sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Since you and your husband are bilingual,
Oh,
if you guys get down, are you guys tossing both languages?
We're
or-
tossing English, Portuguese, Spanish.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It gets crazy. You know?
So
I
you're-
need a translator.
people in the other rooms like, what the fuck?
Like, how many people are down there?
we lived in an apartment complex when we were just married, right? Like
Yeah.
fresh married. And I could swear the couple downstairs was having a great time, knowing that, you know, damn, that couple upstairs always going at it in all languages.
Yeah. Sounds like an orgy. There's like some Portuguese.
I think there's like so many people up there.
Can I tell you something? I'm actually kind of proud of this.
Oh, okay.
When we first moved to Texas, we were in an apartment right above
Oh,
somebody,
yeah.
and they actually moved out.
I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Well, first of all, we didn't have any furniture in the apartment because we were only going to be there for like 2 months. We were in the process of buying our house. So we're like, we're not even going to bother setting up a bed. So we were literally sleeping on the floor and doing everything else on the floor.
Well, it was a mattress. We bought a mattress. but
On the floor.
So I was like,
You know, and those
Yeah.
apartments are,
Paper thin walls.
yeah, they moved out pretty quick. It
Yeah.
was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a healthy couple probably wouldn't have moved out. You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't think they were a couple that lived downstairs,
oh.
right?
No, they
It
were.
was-
I seen them.
It was?
Yeah, it was a
Oh.
dude and a
Okay.
cowgirl looking
Yeah,
chick.
well, they're not open-minded, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Because I've heard people when I've lived in places and I'm like, oh shit. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, get it. friend or whatever, and whoever.
Would that turn you on, hearing like somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would for me too.
Naturally.
Like if I heard the people upstairs going at it, I'd be like,
It's happened. Remember?
Go. Let's compete.
Yeah, it's happened before,
Yeah.
like hotel rooms and stuff. Like if we're staying somewhere, you hear like your next door neighbor. You're like, oh, we could do better than that.
yeah.
Sometimes it's almost like a challenge.
Yeah.
Not every time I've heard somebody else. Sometimes like, because I know like I've seen the person so many times or something. I'm just like, they're not attractive.
Yeah.
Like it's just not.
You're like, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, it's like, nah, Martha.
Yeah.
Martha. Gerald.
And I'm just giving out fake names here, people, but it's real situations, but they're not really their names. I don't know these people.
How long have you guys been married now?
It'll be 3 years in January.
Do you find out that does it seem like it tapered, stayed the same, got more?
I feel like, since we got that dog.
Yeah.
Well, now the problem is fixed. But we adopted a puppy, so I think that's the longest we've gone without. And it was like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say
So you guys do it a lot
damn
too, then.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like our friends that are like, oh yeah, I do it maybe once every other week.
Yeah, I had one friend. They're divorced now, but yeah, he was like, we were talking, and he was talking to me, and me and him didn't really talk like sex that much.
Yeah.
And then we somehow got on the subject, and he's like, how many times do you guys mess around? And I was like, I don't know, like 4 to 7 to 8 times a week, And he's like, a week? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
that's stamina.
And I was like, well, because like whatever. But I was like, I was thinking that was a low number, And then he was like
kind of embarrassed to tell him.
Yeah,
That was a low number. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And
that's
then he was like,
more than the average.
he's like, I haven't had sex in 6 months. I'm like, 6 months?
No, I'd have been divorced.
6 months,
I'd have been
dude?
divorced.
I would be so on edge.
If you didn't touch me for like 2 months, I'd be like, all right, either this isn't working or...
If he didn't even touch me for a week, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right?
Like, what's going on, sir?
Yeah.
Who is she?
It's like, wait, it's either somebody, you're addicted to something, or, there's something we ain't talking about. Like, when it's all good, it's all good. Like, anytime almost you want to, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any, what was like your funniest experience you've ever had? You ever have anything funny happen?
Oh my god, yeah. This was when I was not married, and I'm not gonna say that person's name, but it was probably a funny, weird experience to me. But then afterwards, I couldn't. After it happened, I couldn't stop laughing, so I just ruined everything, right? So, and this is where probably I get that idea about athleticism, because, we were in his apartment and whatever, getting down, and then he's like, turn around, and I was like, okay. So I turn around, but then he's like, well, like, sit up, right? So I'm like this on the bed, and then I'm like, oh, he grabs my hands, like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing. But it wasn't that. He starts putting his feet on my back, and I was like, hold on.
Why?
The crack in your back? What the fuck? The chiropractor?
Wait, were you naked?
Were you at the chiropractor? She's like, damn, this guy brought me into this room, and
it gets worse.
oh no.
Man, this is embarrassing, but it's funny now. But so okay, I start levitating in a way. He said, "Okay, this is me.
Is like
this
the
is
exorcism
feet." Position. And I said, "Dude, put me down." And he's like, "Okay," like, and he puts me down, and then I look at him like, and I just, I'm start laughing, and
It's like the Stigmata
when you
position.
I don't nervous,
understand
I start
what
laughing
the
and
plan
laughing.
was.
I don't know. I wish there was communication, but I was like, what? Back then I had long hair, y'all. I don't know if you
It's
like
like
the
he
hair.
was gonna like sacrifice you or something.
I know. I was like, I'm in the air, and I'm like, no, man. Like, I can't.
Getting
like,
weird.
Nah, dog.
turn off, like,
Yeah.
quick. And I'm like, first, you didn't explain to me. We didn't talk about any kind of craziness before any. Like, there was no prepping.
Yeah.
So
There's another thing. Turn offs. What is like a dead straight, like you could be heavy in the mood. Is there one thing where you just like snap right out of it?
Go ahead.
I guess for me, if you're weird about something, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to do something, like even if it's kind of normal, but then it's they're not into it, you know?
Mentally not there. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like sometimes like you're gonna go down and pleasure your girl or whatever, but maybe it's like getting close to that time of the month, but she doesn't tell you that. And then, but instead of communicating, she'll just like kind of block you or like try to do something else. And then you're like, what the fuck's happening? You know? Like,
yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Get it.
And then I'm confused and I'm like, what's, all right.
Yeah, gotcha.
That kind of throws me off.
Yeah.
Or if they're like,
I'm laughing because,
like we get hot and heavy all the time, but sometimes we'll have like too much wine. And then she likes to make out a lot when she's drunk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she just like gets like kind of sloppy. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then I'll try to pull away, and then she'll do that thing where she grabs you, like
just be so that's a turn off? Like the sloppy? Or
well, I mean, like I like to make out, but then like if it starts getting
too
sloppy,
much to drink is a turn off, I guess.
Yeah, and
too much to drink. Yeah, I think everybody can agree
we're
with
both
that
stubborn.
one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like if I start to pull away, then she's kind of like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, and then she keeps it going.
I get it.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. I don't know. For me, it's like if there's too much BO. If there's almost proof that you didn't shower or not, you're just not generally clean throughout your day, and if it's too much BO, no, bye.
Bye.
No.
Yeah.
See ya.
All she says. Bye.
Texas.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
What about you?
Yeah.
What's a turn off for you?
Shyness.
Shyness?
Yeah, like wanting to be in the complete dark, like not even see each other, or like then it's just not.
Yeah.
I can't get into it as well.
You just see eyeballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you at?
Yeah. Like can't even see you.
Is that you? And the dog's like, oh.
Poor dog.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I had a funny story. Like years before I met Kylie, I was like dating different types of girls, and I met this preppy girl at the mall actually with my friends, and she was like, because I never, this is my like dream girl status,
No.
And this chick was like the exact opposite, like super preppy mall girl. I just had never dated one like that. So I went on a date with her, and like date was like going okay. She was like a ditzy kind of person, and she's like, let's go back to my apartment. And I was like, okay. And then I went to her apartment. She had white carpet all over the place, and then she had pink furniture and like zebra shit like everywhere.
I think she was Barbie.
She was super preppy, super like her parents paid for her apartment and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, and then she was like trying to make out, and then she's like, do you want wine? And I was like, sure. And then she went.
Was that your first time drinking wine?
No, but I mean, I didn't really drink wine that much though. Yeah. But she had it. It was red wine, which I don't even like.
Yeah.
And then she went off somewhere, and she came back, and she was just kind of wearing lingerie type stuff or whatever. And then out of nowhere, she's got both glasses of the wine with her. No. And then I'm in her living room, and then she just runs over like to jump on me.
Oh gosh.
With the wine in her hand?
With the wine.
She must have thought she was athletic.
And I wasn't even paying attention.
What?
I wasn't even paying attention that much, And then, because I was like looking around at everything, and then she like jumps and hits me. The wine goes all over her floor, all over the couch. We fall over.
Oh my god!
Her hip like bounced off her coffee table, and then she farted. Like, really loud, all in one motion. And then she started crying.
This poor girl. I would have cried too.
And then there was wine like all over her carpet.
I feel for her. That is so sad.
And I didn't know what to do. And then I was like, she like got up and she's like, you gotta go home. You gotta go home. Like I can't do this, you know. And she like went and got her thing. And she was trying to scrub the carpet. And then I didn't know what to do, and I just left. I said, okay. And sorry, I don't know. And then I just left, and then we never talked ever again.
Yeah, you never talked after that? Yeah.
And I went home, I told Adam.
That's a rough one.
I told Adam, everybody, Kelly.
Why would you tell everyone?
It was weird.
That's bizarre. Like her apartment, first of all.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one.
Yeah. So,
you ever had a crazy, funny anything?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. You?
Oh, well, the one I told you about, the whole levitating.
Levitating.
So odd. I'm like, oh, God.
Apparently, I've just never been with weird people.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. Never spoke to that person again.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's strange.
Have you guys ever had sex in a public place?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
We've explored a few times. What's like one of the weirdest places?
Weirdest places? I don't know about weird, but probably very inappropriate. The park.
The park?
Just a public park. Like, oh, a lot of people there.
Like where? Just like in the
like, you know, the little parking lot entrance. But in the car.
Oh, in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Windows down.
Yeah.
Wind blowing.
Yeah.
Thought nobody was there.
I mean, who hasn't had sex in a car?
Yeah. I feel like if you haven't,
that's kind of
you're lying.
a more popular one.
I think our weirdest one is one of our first couple dates. I took her to a corn maze.
Corn maze.
It was like a pumpkin patch corn maze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we had our first date there, or not our first date.
We didn't do it on the first date.
No.
I don't care. We did.
Just say.
But I took her on this date in the pumpkin patch corn maze thing, and then later I actually proposed to her there.
Oh.
Yeah. And then
we
later
we
went back, and then we were just like it was just another romantic date. And you know, it's like it was like tapering off like the end of the night. There wasn't that many people in the thing, and
there was still people.
There was still people, but I kind of pushed her into the things. I was like, let's veer off straight into this corn stalk over here.
Yeah. Oh, it's a dead end. Oh, to keep going.
That's cool. So out in open air.
Yeah.
Breezy, huh?
And then people started walking around like kind of close, and then we were like, all right, we gotta.
Yeah, there were some kids running around. We're like, oh no,
I'm not trying to
this could go really wrong.
That's cool. Cornfield, I never thought. Yeah, every time I hear cornfield, I always think about Children of the Corn, that scary movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like
Jebediah.
scary as kid.
I think we should take a moment for a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yes, guys, Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Nice. And they're not our sponsor, but they should be, because we always drink
Monster.
Monster. And there's magic in it. That's what that
There's
M stands
magic,
for.
yes.
And Gold Peak tea for today.
Let's see. Are you and your husband into porn? Do you guys watch porn?
Honestly, no.
No.
We don't. I feel like it's just that good. We don't really. I feel like we make porn.
No.
I'm not trying to boast.
Do you guys like take pictures and stuff?
Well, not that I know of. Like me, I don't know if he has.
Like he has secret cameras and
secret
shit?
camera kind of thing. I don't know. But I haven't like taken a picture or something like that. But we've sent sexy pictures to each other like any other
that's
normal
that's
person.
fun.
It's always good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like no, honestly, we don't watch porn. Yeah.
We didn't for a while. Then we spiced it up
a long time. I mean, I was like hardcore against it for a really long time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I just like for some reason I thought it was kind of a form of cheating.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
I'm one
I
of
can
those
understand
weird
that.
people. But I don't know, like as our relationship goes on and like, you know, you build that foundation and all the trust and everything, then I'm kind of like, okay, well,
Yeah.
we can kind of start spicing it up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know?
Maybe we'll also get into that.
You know,
in
you
the
should
future.
try. We have a tradition.
We do?
Tell them about our tradition.
Oh no. Well, it's a very new tradition.
Yesterday.
No, it's been going for a bit.
So
It's kind of funny, but
what started it? Christmas? Yeah, Christmas.
President's Day. I don't know.
Trump.
Yeah, like every holiday we find a nice instead of a holiday movie. Find a holiday movie.
themed porn.
Okay, yeah. They make a lot of money
And watch a nice little holiday movie.
That's inspirational. You're in the season.
It's hella
You know?
funny. Like you watch a Christmas
It's so
porn.
cheesy and like funny,
They're
but hot at the
role-playing.
same time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like porn's not like it doesn't do like anything big for me. For me, it's more like it's in the background. It's kind of sets the mood.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes sometimes we watch like fucked up shit on TV. Watch American Greed and
Oh yeah, we watch crime shows.
and like all these shows are just like it's like
does not turn
deplorable,
you on.
like horrible people. You know, and then it's like you don't want to fucking mess around after watching this shit. You know,
Yeah.
some old
hard
lady
to
lost her life savings. You know?
Like,
So, but then if the porn's like too cheesy, then it kind of takes me out of it too, and it'll kind of ruin the mood because I'll be like, nah, I can't watch this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like for me, like amateurish porn, you know, like something somewhat
More
believable.
real.
Yeah, somewhat
yeah.
believable. Just in the background, that's like my ideal
I have
sitch.
watched porn, but not with my husband. Like it's not a thing for us yet, or we
Yeah.
haven't really explored that honestly.
Yeah.
What's a tool in the toolbox?
Yeah,
If you ever want to surprise them one day,
Yeah.
right?
But
When he least expects it.
the favorite porn that I had was like the natural romantic kind of scene.
Oh, like super sensual, like Fabio type shit.
No, not like Fabio.
Like some dude
Like
riding a
natural-
unicorn
it's like-
under a waterfall.
There was this one that
Some
I
candles.
liked. It was like a natural story, like if your relationship, like a movie kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
like there's a whole backstory first,
Yeah,
and
first.
then it gets into
Yes,
it.
Yeah.
like
It doesn't
that
just go
was
straight,
my-
oh my god, that's a dick.
Yeah, like so there's moments where you want just the kind of thing, but
Yeah.
that was like my favorite. I think
Yeah.
it was. I romanticized even that, like you know, but yeah.
Yeah, and the people have to be like somewhat believable that they'd be compatible.
They have to be good
Like,
actors.
like you
so-
can't. Well, you know, like you get like that Ron Jeremy shit. You know,
yeah.
I'm like these two people would never be together in real life. You know what I mean?
I would never. I've never
So
watched
it
any
has
of
to be
them.
like somewhat believable, or else it's like nope, next,
Yeah.
nope.
I think I would look for something that would look like me or look like what I was attracted to.
Yeah.
See,
I- you know,
I feel
I
like,
didn't
and I
feel
could be
like-
wrong. I feel like
Yeah.
she's the opposite. She doesn't like that, right?
What?
If the people look like you or look like me or whatever.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like sometimes like you're like, eh.
I feel like I would have to like be attracted to it, like the characters or whatever. Like I can't just. I don't like watching like overweight people or something like that.
Right.
One time I saw someone and I'm like, I'm not into it. Like you know.
Yeah, I mean they have to be like somewhat attractive, not like I'm like I don't want to watch this.
I'm sorry,
But-
overweight people. It's just porn preference. Sorry, I don't mean chubby people are don't mean nothing bad.
Yeah, I mean obviously I'm attracted to this. This is what I chose.
Yeah.
But there are other types that are attractive too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I have this in front of me, so I don't need it up there. I don't know, does that make sense?
And there's more to the
Yeah.
package anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the porn stops at the whole dreaming fantasy thing anyway.
What's your favorite kind
Kind of what?
of porn?
Oh.
I mean, I know.
Definitely like BDSM stuff.
What's BDSM?
It's like tie you up, like spank you kind of
okay.
stuff.
Sorry, I don't know the abbreviation, mira.
She's a glutton for that.
But not like the hardcore ones with like the masks and stuff.
Oh, and
Okay.
I can't.
That one movie I
I'm
saw,
talking like light BDSM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not like
sexy,
like
cute.
the Saw
Yeah.
version where they got
Yeah,
like a
no.
jackhammer fucking.
Right? Oh man, some of those things are more like torture scenes.
Oh yeah, where they like grab like the girl's mouth and pull it and
Oh
stuff.
gosh.
Yeah.
The nipples, they like pull them out to here. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah,
It's
the
crazy.
second the cringe factor hits.
Yeah.
you're like,
I
Yeah.
couldn't get into that type of shit either. Like if my husband, whatever, I'm like, no.
start fighting them.
Like I love latex and all that, but not like the full body suit with just your eyes cut out and your mouth.
Drop me.
Yeah.
Like that movie, the girl with the spider tattoo, I think.
I never saw that girl
the
with the
dragon
dragon tattoo.
Dragon tattoo. I don't think it's like a second part, and
Oh, okay.
she's like another deal. I don't know. Well, they had that, and there had a scene in there where that they literally put her in like that little bag, I guess, and they sucked all the air out of it so she could suffocate. And she was literally, like dying, and right before
Weird.
she dies, let her out, and
Oh.
but I mean, it's just
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
cool.
like,
no.
Cool on that.
I was like,
No.
Do you guys like to like drink at all before?
I do. I think, but not like get drunk. Just get
Yeah.
relaxed.
Not get sloppy.
Well, we could both drink, right? And there was a point in time where we could both drink a lot, but we don't have that tolerance anymore.
No.
But
we
my
don't.
little beautiful wife here, sometimes she's got about a two wine glass minimum or maximum, and then after she crosses that threshold,
Yeah,
She's a little-
you know the whole thing about your high and the water
Yeah.
you drink and the whole scientific thing part.
Yeah.
I understand, man.
she gets a little wild after that.
I would have to drink beer or like tequila or something. I can't really. If I take more than 3 drinks or 3 more cups of wine, I get too sleepy.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah, she crashes hard after some wine.
Oh yeah. Some wine, some sex, and I'm out.
And pizza.
Bye. Yeah, pizza, and then I'm out.
Bye.
Yeah, it's a crazy time too. Like with the internet and everything. It's like I wonder, like, like when I was a kid, like basically like if I wanted to see any kind of porn, I would have to like look at the Squiggly channel, or
yeah.
I'd have to go like searching.
Playboys.
My godfather, yeah, he had to have like some old ass magazine like jammed underneath the sink,
Did you ever resort to like a Martha Stewart magazine or something?
No.
Whatever was laying around.
No, but you know what though? Like it was super weird. I remember the first porn I ever looked at. My godfather Sam literally took like an old Playboy. It was a Hustler actually, and jammed it underneath the bathroom sink. And out of just pure instinct, I was like, once
I see that.
after I saw that Saved by the Bell
Yeah.
stuff, and I started getting all
Yeah.
the action going. I was like, just instinctively, I was like, he's got to have something somewhere around here. And I went through and like I looked in, and then I was like, jackpot, and like found the thing, And then what's super weird? All my friends at the same age. Then we all were like trying to figure this out, and she knows about this too. We used a couple of our friends got caught with them, and they got in trouble. So then we're like, all right, let's put all of it in one bag,
Oh, okay.
And then we'll kind of like,
So gross.
and then the bag will kind of
So
rotate.
gross.
Did you like clean it off? Make sure it's
Hell
No, they didn't.
No, we didn't.
so gross.
What, you think they're gonna? Let me clean this off
Yeah.
for Jared. Like,
You're like, damn, Stevie should stuck.
yeah.
Well, dude, we had this bag going for so long,
Sick.
and then I ended up moving from my hometown, from Livermore to Reno, and then my best friend is Adam. He's out there.
You had to name him.
Damn it.
I didn't say his last name, but
My second top 25th best friend.
he wouldn't be ashamed of it. But he rolled up to our apartment. We moved in when we were like 18. He moved up to Reno, and I was helping him move in his shit, and he threw the fucking bag on the ground, and I'm like, Like,
You
dude,
had it.
is that the bag?
All the way from California.
He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I've been working on it. You know, it's like fucking super bag, dude. I had that shit
that's
forever.
gross.
Fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah. And he had his girl and everything, but it was just funny.
That
came
is
back.
so weird. If I met you and you were like, yeah, here's my big old bag of porn, I would be like, bye.
Well, dude, she found when she first
but you
started
know.
dating me at my house, I had a walk-in closet, and I had I think I had like 1 or 2 porn like DVD, but I don't even think they were in there, right? Were they even in the boxes?
Yeah.
Oh, they were.
One of them was, one of them wasn't.
All right, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I gave them to Kelly or somebody. But yeah, she
Throwing names
out
out
of
there and shit.
instinct, she just went whoop right in there,
That is not true.
and she came out.
That is not true.
What's this?
That's when I was moving in with you and I was organizing the closet because you wear things once and just keep it on the floor in the closet in a gigantic pile that was taller
All right.
than me.
Well, in my defense, I was like a bachelor for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before she moved in. Yeah, and yeah, we had a whole thing, you know. You live by yourself.
And then you had the nerve to tell me it was your ex-girlfriend's.
It was though. She bought it.
I don't believe it.
It was
for
a pirate.
second.
It was a pirate porn. I remember it specifically.
Okay, a
It was
pirate.
like some kind of high budget, like Pirates of the Caribbean type porn.
Which is probably what you would buy.
But I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't though. I mean, I would have probably, but I didn't actually buy it. And then it was either Kelly or whoever. Somebody, they saw it too, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking watch this." I was like, "Go for it."
That's so weird that guys just like share porn with each other.
I've
It's
never
like a
met
movie.
a girl that's told me, "Hey, watch this."
If you watch Lethal Weapon, I'll let you watch that too. You know.
Different.
50 Shades of Grey.
You want to borrow fucking Crash Bandicoot? You can borrow that. You know.
I'll borrow Aquaman.
Yeah. Oh, but you would.
I can't even tell you.
Uh-oh.
You have a celebrity crush?
Always. I even asked my husband, I said, "Okay, honey," I was cooking one day and I said, "If you could have a hall pass, who would it be?" And he's like, "What's a hall pass?" I was like, "Oh, no, never mind."
Never mind.
Yeah, but I explained it and he's like, "Ah, okay. I know what it is." I was like, "No, really, it's okay. Let's talk about it." And mine would be, I don't even know who it said. I think I said Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck?
And
Really?
what's the other guy's name? I had two. I had not
Two
one,
hall passes.
but I had two. I said either one. 'Cause what if one dies and I have to, the other one's a hall pass. What's that guy's name? I forgot his name, but I remember his choice was that girl. What's her name? I don't remember his. I can see her, but I don't remember her name.
What is she in?
She's a Marvel chick.
Oh,
Marvel chick.
Scarlett Johansson.
Her, yeah. I was like, well, that would be mine too. And he was like, what? I'm like, whatever. Okay, bye. I'll let someone's ready.
It's a good dinner conversation.
Sometimes, I like to just randomly ask him shit. see
Throw
what
him
he
off.
says.
Throw him off his game
just look at his
sometimes.
facial expression.
What time are we at?
We're coming close.
Coming close,
Yeah.
huh? Get another sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsoring ourselves because obviously it's a brand new podcast. But if you have a product or a band or anything you want us to feature on here, just go to our website and click the sponsorship fucking button and fill it out. And if it's fucking cool, we'll do it.
Yes, that brings us to Mrs. Skellington's Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
modministrymerch.com.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right. Let's see. What else? We do life in the comment section.
That's right.
All right. So if you guys are new, obviously, this is only episode 2. We end our show with a segment called Life in the Comments section, where we will scour our Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. And whatever you guys write in there, we'll pick 2 comments and discuss them. So what's our first one?
Our first one is from Instagram, from Witchy Mecris _13. She says, "Yes, I'm ready for a badass podcast." Yes.
Yeah, I've actually seen that username. She likes a lot of your stuff. And
she follows us on Instagram and stuff, and she always comments. Thank you. You're awesome. I think she actually doesn't live too far from here, too.
Sweet.
If I remember right, I think she lives in Dallas.
Oh,
So,
right on.
shout out.
Shout out to Witchy
Mecris.
Mecris? Mecris?
I don't know. Let me know what it means.
Is that your last name or?
All right. So our second one is also from Instagram. Palavision Fitness. He just wanted to say thanks for following palavision.com. Not sure that I did follow palavision.com.
.com on Instagram. I doubt it. And it says, I just want to say tanks.
Yes, it is spelled incorrectly. I want to say tanks.
Well, but that's cool though. Palavision Fitness. So obviously, new podcast comments are pick and choose.
Yeah, give us some better comments to
write some
talk
shit
about. People, come on.
Totally
guess,
comment.
Send questions. Send whatever.
Yes, the sex topic
Requests.
is very broad.
Topic requests.
Dude, speaking of like, because this almost kind of look, I don't know, it could be personal, but it kind of looks like just those spam shit you get on fucking Instagram. That's like the new thing to do. They just say some kind of like oblivious like
Copy paste.
yeah, like hey, love your pictures, or you know, like
okay.
like click my profile.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's okay. It's okay, right? It's all right.
Let's see. If you guys want to subscribe to our Patreon, our first episode's gonna launch a few days after our first episode aired. And it's gonna be behind the scenes. You guys get to check out our warehouse and all of our shit and get to know us a little bit more. So check us out on Patreon at Necro Electric. Add us on all the standard bullshit at Necro Electric. And you guys have anything else you want to plug?
No.
I want to plug you.
Dun, dun, dun. This is, follow me on Instagram.
Plug me? What are you gonna plug me with?
Not okay. I just have an Instagram. I don't have a Facebook or anything else right now at all. So you can find me there.
Yeah, she thought it was Sue
She
Anal.
likes anal.
Like, it's spelled like Sue Anal. What does it mean? It's just
It's
like
her name and the first letter of her last name.
Oh, is that what it is?
Susana
L.
But if you look at it, it's like sus anal. And me, with my mind in the gutter all the time, all I saw was anal.
You know who we should have brought on this episode? That when we were first interviewing for a sound engineer, we put it on fucking Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a fucking slew of just the weirdest people that wanted to do it.
Yes, good Craigslist.
And one of our first ones was just some blonde lady, and it was like her like in lingerie.
Yeah.
And it just said, "I'm interested."
That's it. That's all.
We're like,
with a photo.
In our ad, it's like personality, on-air personality, and sound engineer. And that's how she applied.
Thanks,
like,
next.
Just fucking spread eagle, You're like, wow, okay. Like, do you do that if you're applying at Burger King? Or?
Maybe.
I'm interested.
Sorry, still a little sick.
Damn.
All right. Well, I guess that kind of concludes our second episode.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Subscribe.
Right.